This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. I'm finally getting around to it. Someone had posted this on my Facebook page, and this is a quote. Police don't prevent crime. They show up after it happens. Crime prevention starts with funding social programs and creating opportunity. End quote. So my response to that was, there's a lot about this post that, is debatable. I was saying, I really don't have the time to sort of get into it right now, but I do think it's debatable. And then the counter response from the person who posted it it's really comical, because he's like, you need to stick to chess. And I've been doing this for 30 years, that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, I just said I disagree with the post. I think there's some, not all of it, but there's some points of it that's debatable. But as I started to really think about it, it's just a reflection of the times. Some people just, they're just all into their feelings. It's a lot of emotionalism. But I also began to realize this is an important issue, particularly for black folk in America, in particular urban areas. This whole thing of crime, we really need to be getting into this more and talking about this a bit more. So I'm sort of going to go through this post. It's 3 sentences. Sort of go through it sentence by sentence. First one is police don't prevent crime. That's not entirely true. That's not entirely accurate. I've lived in some high crime areas, and let me tell you, when the police officers are walking through or cruising through, suddenly the insanely loud ghetto music goes down. Women who are selling their bodies leave. Guys who are selling dope hide. And that's just flat out prevention. That's all there is to that. Also, when I was coming up anyway, police used to do this DARE program. And that's where they'd go into the schools and talk to young people saying, hey, stay away from that dope. Stay away from it. It's not good for you. And I can't tell you the number of times when I've had things happen to me and I've called the police, and the police would say, well, next time, sir, you may want to do this or you want to do that or what have you. He's talking about he's giving me prevention tips, period. And I can go on and on about that. Here at the LMPD, they're so intent on cutting back their budget. People don't understand or don't realize that sometimes when they cut back that budget, they're cutting back the officers engaging in community events. And those events are meant to connect with citizens and say, hey, here's some things that you can do to keep yourself from being a victim of crime. That's from police officers. I have on my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com, www.booktalkwithcorbin.com, and I have an author I've interviewed, Judith A. Yates. She's an author and criminologist. She talks about crime prevention. And here, let's go, the second sentence says they show up after it happens. That's not entirely true. It is accurate, but it's not entirely accurate. Crime prevention starts with funding social programs and creating opportunity. Look, I'm not arguing for or against that, but I am saying there's a different way to look at that. And go to my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com, search for my interview with Judith Yates, and she gives tips on things that we can do to prevent ourselves from becoming a victim of crime, or things we can do when we do become a victim of crime. She's got some great books out about that. Check her books out. I completely agree with the notion that, hey, the police can't be everywhere. This is not a police state. This is not North Korea. This is not Cuba. This is a society, one of our cornerstones of what we enjoy in this country is liberty. The police can't be everywhere. Police will tell you that all the time. That's why they do talk about prevention. They do talk about things that we can do to protect ourselves from these thugs and these knuckleheads out here. And you can, again, second point, let me say this again. Go to my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com. Check out, I think I got 2 interviews with Judith Yates. Check out what she's got to say and buy some of her books. Her website is readtruecrime.com. And then the last point here is crime prevention starts with funding social programs and creating opportunity. No, I disagree with that. It starts with you. Crime prevention starts with you. You. You know, ladies, when you go shopping, don't leave the purse in the car. Don't leave your car unlocked. You know, as you're approaching your car, you're in a lot, parking lot, Walmart, Target, whatever you might be, have your keys already out in your hand. Ladies, guys, buy mace. Have some mace on you. I used to have mace on me for the longest time. I did. And there was a couple of times when I thought, no, I'm going to have to mace this fool. He's acting like he's about to attack me. But it's for prevention. I honestly do believe one time I did keep having that mace. It did help me. Did keep that guy from attacking me. Some knucklehead from attacking me. No, crime prevention starts with you. It starts with you. And again, go to my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com, and search for my interviews of Judith Yates. Judith, middle initial A, Yates. And she talks about crime prevention. She's one of the best in the nation. Check her out. This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host.